G'day YouTube. Since my last video, some lowlife up and stole my phone, so I'm having to shoot this on a brand new phone. And as such, I'm still learning how to try use the video section of that new phone. So if you can please bear with me as I navigate the nuances of this new phone, that'd be fantastic. To start this video off, I'm going to be testing this circuit which I created last time, as per suggested by Keith, just to make sure that everything is kosher here before I move on to the next stage.
Several long days later.
Well, it turns out that was really good advice, because this is where I ran into problems. The problem started with the voltage. These are 5-volt relays. They need between greater than 0 volts and 1.5 volts to trigger it low, which is the default. And they need between 2.5 volts and 5 volts to trigger it high. So if you provide up to 1.5 volts, it will be on automatically. If you provide 2.5 to 5 volts, it will turn it off. Now the problem was, when the receiver is turned on, but the transmitter is turned off, it provides 3.3 volts to the trigger. With the receiver turned on and the switch in one position, you get 0.17 volts, and with it back the other way, it provides 0.34 volts, which is not enough to take it out of the low state. So I had to start doing some searching around on the internet to find something that might work in between the receiver and the relays. The first thing I found was this absurdly priced board, which may have worked with some tweaking. The next thing I found was these boards that might have worked, but they're also around the same price as what a relay might cost. So what I ultimately did was wind up just replacing the same sort of thing as I bought at Hobby King, but much cheaper and a higher rating. Which of course only means one thing.
Alright, I've had enough, you're out of here! What do you mean? You can't throw
Relay
out of the game?
Which leaves me needing to make a new plate for here, where the relays will be mounted. I'll more than likely still be using this 4-gang relay for the linear actuators, as they won't be going through the remote control, or at least I don't think they will be. I also bought some new switches while I was down at J-Car, because I only had one of these switches, so I've bought 2 new ones of these, one for the start and one for the stop. The next problem I ran into was that a friend talked me into buying a lithium battery when I bought the transmitter. He also at the same time talked me into buying a program board that goes in here, where you can use software on your computer to do the configuration and the settings on the transmitter. That turned out to be quite a bit of a mistake, because by the time I'd sorted out all the driver issues and all the problems that it was having, the battery had gone flat. And when I try to recharge it, this battery won't take any voltage. Well, it gets up to about 6 volts and that's about it. But it's also a bit on the puffy side, which has led me to sort of think, well, it's no longer serviceable. Which in turn had me searching through my drawer for these power packs, and I found a 9-volt DC one that I could basically temporarily hook in. Now, this battery is a bit on the small side, especially if I'm mowing the lawn for an hour or two. It may not even have enough capacity to be able to mow for that long. So what I was thinking instead is that I might try to either plug in externally from here or from the side here. Now I've pulled it apart. I'll show you the photos here. And this one is connected directly to the battery. This one seems to go to a different place. So I'm going to need to do a slight modification internally to get this jack connected to this plug. Now if I've remotely guessed correctly, if I plug this power pack in, turn it on, plug it into the wall, you're going to see smoke or it's going to work. And it works. So until the wiring, the terminals and the new relays turn up, there's not much else I can do on the wiring side of things. So I'm going to leave the video here for now, and I'm going to go outside and brave the heat and get on with something else for the time being.